everybody, how are you? You guys, I've missed you so much. I've been away for an entire week. It was so weird to not be doing Facebook Lives last week. It was really, really strange to not be here with you guys. I thought for sure that while I was away, I was going to, check in and still do my social media and all that. But you guys, by Monday night, I was like, okay, I'm not. I'm going to just stay off of social media and I'm just going to focus on my kiddos. And that's what I did. And as much as I missed you guys, it was a nice little break. Unfortunately, and I'm sure you can tell, as you can tell from the way that I'm talking, that I am under the weather. So of course I go and I have vacation week, and right before I'm ready to come back and go to work, I get sick. So I don't know that I'm sick. I don't know for sure that I'm sick. I am very congested. I have a really bad sore throat, and I'm going to go get a rapid test in between the lives today just to be on the safe side, but I'm pretty sure that it is just allergies or just a cold that I picked up, because I've been in the house for like over a year, and this past week was the first time that I've been out into the wild, and I'm sure that my body was just not used to all the germs that are still out there in the world. So yeah, I would like to say that, I had a wonderful, restful vacation. I did, up until yesterday. Yesterday morning, I woke up with a sore throat and I was like, no. So I did have a good time though. I got to see my niece, which was amazing, because I have not seen her since before the pandemic, and she has grown like 1.5 feet. She's almost as tall as I am. She's just beautiful as can be and looks just like my sister. It's amazing. And we went and spent some time at the pool. I got very, very sunburned, you guys. Look at this. Look at how sunburned I am. I am very sunburned. I'm feeling better now. It's starting to peel, but I got sunburned. That just goes to show how long it's been since I've been out in the sun. So I got sunburned, but it was fun. It was worth it. I put the aloe to it, and it actually just itches now. But yeah, I'm very red, if you will. And then we went, I posted a picture where we had gone to this place called Main Event. That's where we go to play laser tag and bowl and do all kinds of fun stuff. It was so much fun. I love laser tag so much, but the bad part was that I was already sunburned because I got sunburned first. And when you go play laser tag, you have to put on this vest, and it was rubbing up against my sunburn. And after about 6 games in, I was like, okay, I can't take this anymore. So it was fun though, but I did miss you guys. I missed you guys so much. And I wish that I didn't sound like I sound. I wish that I felt 100%, but I'm still here. And I've got a great project for you guys today. This one's fun. This is actually inspired by my dear friend, Miss Joan. Everybody knows Joan. She posts things here. She's got information pinned for us, and so she gave me, you guys, one day last week, she and Colleen came over. We are beginning to work on inventory. It's going to be a really slow process. I think we've come up with a way to shorten it, but while she was here for the one day that I did work last week, she brought me some of this most beautiful Sari silk. It is so pretty. Guys, I have Sari ribbon that is like rough and scratchy. This stuff feels so good. So she brought me a whole bag of this, and I'm going to use this. This is what inspired today's necklace project. And I thought, okay, I need something to go with this. What goes with this? So I was digging around to try to find like a pendant or something. And I came across my container of keys. I have a whole container of keys. I don't know if you guys do or not, but over the years, I have found these at antique shops, at like flea markets and stuff, and I just grab them up when I see them. In fact, the first one I ever got, I was probably 16, maybe. The boy I was dating, we were like really into vintage stuff, and so we used to go to this like antique place all the time, and we went looking for keys, and it could be this key. I really don't know, but I found a key and I was like, okay, we're going to do a little wire wrapping. We're going to do a little sari ribbon, but I got to throw some gemstones in. So we're going to make a really pretty necklace. It's easy to do. This is not a hard project. If you don't have a vintage key, that's okay, because I have seen keys, you know, just as charms and pendants in the box stores. So you don't have to find a vintage key to make it look cool. You can find a new key, you know, that's made for jewelry. Then you're set. It, you know, the more you wire wrap it and make it look fun, the better. So you could always patina too if you wanted to. And I thought about patina, but I didn't. So Anita says, I'm here, I'm late. Sorry, did you have a good vacation? I did. I had a good vacation. Not feeling so good today, but I had a great time. I missed you guys though. So I'm eager to get started with today's project. So you're going to just need a little bit of wire. I don't have measurements of the wire because I'm not sure what the actual measurement is. So just cut yourself some long links, okay? But we're going to use some 24 gauge wire and we're going to use some 22 gauge wire as well. Easy peasy. Let's put this one together, shall we? I'm going to get this turned around. All right. So... all right, I'm going to show you this Sari silk up close so you can see it. So the stuff that I have, I've got some pieces. Kathleen has sent me some pieces that are really soft and luxurious. And now Joan has sent me a piece that's soft and luxurious. And I'm like, gosh, why is the stuff that I had previously so scratchy and stiff? So it definitely comes in a lot of different varieties. This stuff is so soft. It's so soft. And I love the color to it. In fact, the piece, like the stuff that she gave me, some of it is more green, some of it is more blue. I kind of cut from it sort of in the middle. Just very kind of, I guess I'm still in vacation brain, I guess, because it's a very kind of vacation-y feeling to me. But it makes a really lightweight necklace, and I love that for the summertime. So, all right, I've got some of this. I'm just going to set this to the side. Here's my key. Then I'm going to be using, all keys are different. They're going to come in different sizes, different shapes, you know, but this is the one that I'm going to be using. Now, I'm also using toggle clasps. In the materials list, I said you needed 2 toggle clasps. Well, the truth is that you only need one that is a complete set and then one that is just the ring, okay? And just save your other toggle bar for something else, but you're going to need 2 of the rings and 1 toggle bar. And if you don't want to do that, just use 1 toggle and 1 decorative ring. I just wanted mine to match. So this is what we've got. Okay. And then I picked out some of these awesome gemstone. They're these faceted rectangles. I don't know what these are. They're either Amazonite or I'm not real sure. Kathleen could probably tell you. Kathleen found these. So I'm going to use these. And I'm also going to use some really cool little Picasso patterned little Czech glass rounds. These are what we're going to wire wrap to the key. And that's actually where we're going to start. We're going to start with that part. Okay, so I'm just going to set all the rest of this to the side. All right, so I'm going to grab some 24 gauge wire. And like I said, I don't really have a measurement for this. But I'm going to cut probably like 24 inches to start with. That might be way too much. I don't even have my tools, you guys. Hold on. Okay. It's probably going to be way too much, but we'll find out afterwards. I just wasn't like, I was like, yesterday I was like, okay, I got to get ready for the week and everything, but math still just wasn't in the cards. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire wrap those beautiful Czech glass beads to the surface of the key here. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to anchor my wire. So I'm just going to lay it up against the key, decide whatever is the front, the back, whichever. And I'm just going to wire wrap around a few times. And of course, we'll trim the ends off in a minute when we get to that, but I'm just going to wrap around a few times. Okay, so our wire is nice and anchored. And now I'm going to thread on one of these little Czech glass beads. And I'm going to drop that down. So as far as your beads are concerned, you can use anything that is like, you know, about 4 millimeter. I don't know that I'd go any bigger than that. But 4 millimeter is going to fit the surface area of my key pretty good. So I'm going to lay that up on the surface of the key, and it's going to sit kind of like at an angle, and that's fine with me. I'm okay with that. Okay, I just want to kind of hold it in place and then wrap to secure it. And I'm gonna wrap around about 3 times. Okay, coming back up for the 4th wrap, and I'm gonna add another bead. Now we're gonna go back around these with some more wire to make like a little nest around the bottom of them. But yeah, I definitely need I need a hot cuppa for sure. I do, Wanda. Probably make some of that. Probably be a really good idea. Make some tea, get some honey and lemon. All right, so we're gonna do all the beads first, and then we're gonna cut another piece of wire. So if you're wondering why this doesn't look like the picture just yet, I'll show you why. All right, so there's our second bead. Same thing, I'm just gonna wrap around and add it. Okay, and now I'm gonna thread another one. You guys, I get this is not laryngitis, but, well, I mean, I guess it could be. But I get laryngitis. Some of you have been with me for years know I get laryngitis about 3 or 4 times a year. And I did not get laryngitis at all in 2020 because we were all home, right? So maybe this is the laryngitis bug catching up with me saying, you owe me some laryngitis. I don't know. No idea. I just know that it's annoying because I was ready to come back all rested and refreshed, and I'm coming back with a sore throat and congestion. All right, let's keep going. So it looks like I'm only going to have enough room for 4 beads on this one. The one I did yesterday, I had room for 5. I don't know. The spacing must be a little bit different today, but however many beads you can fit on here is going to work. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap that around. And you'll notice I'm kind of pushing my beads over because I do want to kind of, you know, they want to travel on me, but that's why we're going to wrap around them again with some more wire. So I'm going to wrap around and I'm going to come to the back and trim that off. And I'm gonna use my pliers. Where are they at? I'm going to use my pliers to really kind of lay that down. I don't want it to come undone, and the surface of this key is a little slippery. Okay, but I am going to wire wrap over the wire that's already there, so that will definitely help to keep all the ends tucked in. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut another piece of wire, and this piece of wire, I really do want to cut it kind of long. I want to go with about maybe 36 inches because, and you can add wire to it if you can't work with pieces that are that long. But we're going to start up here and wrap around, and then we're going to go around each one of these beads. So it's going to take a little bit of extra wire to do that, but I just want to build like a little nest. That's going to make sure it's going to look cool. For one thing, it's going to be like a setting for each one of the beads, but it's also going to keep that bead from traveling around, you know, kind of twisting itself over. So let me grab another piece. Now I'm using 24 gauge wire for this. You can use different if you want to. 26 gauge will work as well. I probably wouldn't go any bigger than 22. But that's not to say that you can't. You can do whatever you want to. It's your design. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so now, gosh, I feel rusty, you guys. I feel like I haven't done this in a long time. I feel like I'm just like tripping over my words. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to wrap over the top of the wraps that are already there. Now, the goal for this is for it to be kind of messy, okay? I want messy wraps. I don't want anything that looks fancy, because it's a vintage key, right? All right, so I'm coming up around again this time, and I'm going to go around and around the bead. So you go around that bead as many times as you want to build yourself a little nest. Okay, just a little setting. Now I'm going to wrap around over the wraps that are already there. I'm coming back up to the next bead, and I'm going to go around. And this one, I'm actually going to go around the opposite direction, which it doesn't matter. You don't have to go the opposite direction. Just whatever is comfortable. Okay. Wrapping around. Wrap around. And now I'm going to go around this guy. So I'm kind of alternating the directions with my little nests, but they all pretty much look the same. And you don't have to do this part if you don't want to, but I think it's cute. I like it. Go around your bead a few times, and then wrap around, and then we're going to go around the last bead. Now, you can go even further with this if you want to. You can add some seed beads to this. You can add fun little spirals and swirls and, you know, just whatever you want. That's totally up to you. I'm actually going to turn around with my wire and go back the other direction. Okay, so now I'm just going to go right back up. So at this point, as you're going back up, if you want to, you can add other things to this. You can cut other pieces of wire, which is fun. You know, just go crazy with it. You know how we are here. We like extra, so be extra with your key if you want to be. This one doesn't want to hook. And that'll do. I want to bring this back up here to the top so I can do some little swirlies. Doesn't that mean like to put your head in the toilet and flush it? Isn't that what that used to mean back in the day, a swirly? I don't know. Don't listen to me. All right. Twisting my way back around up here to the top. Gosh, I feel like I sound like a frog. I'm so sorry. All right. That one didn't wrap around very good. So messy is the name of the game here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna undo that one just a little bit. I'm gonna wrap around here with my excess. So I've got 2 pieces of excess wire. Look how fun! I love that. I love that. Now, if you wanted to patina this, you could, you know, like wire patina first, patina after. You can do whatever you want to this, or don't patina it at all. I'm not going to patina mine at all, but you definitely could. Okay. All right. So now we've got to figure out what we want to do with these extra pieces of wire. For one of them, I'm just going to come, let's see, it's coming to the front. I'm going to do a little spiral with it. So I'm going to grab my round nose pliers. Okay. So I have this little piece of wire. Now, the spirals are not going to be perfect because this is a smaller gauge wire. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The most perfect spirals come from a thicker gauge wire, but we don't care, do we? We don't care. So I'm just going to take the very tip of that wire and I'm going to start a little spiral. Okay, I'm just going to get it started. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to hold my pliers this way. And you can use a different pair of pliers if you want to. So the spiral is actually going between the barrel of the pliers. I'm holding onto it like this and just twisting to twist around. Just make an extra little decoration. Now, if you don't want to do this part, or if you struggle with spirals, they never look the way you want them to, I'm going to switch pliers now. You can just cut your wire off, right? You don't have to do this part. I'm all types of extra. You guys know. So I'm just opening and closing and kind of twisting as I go, right? And I'm just going to bring that down to the surface where I want it. Okay. And then I'm going to push it down with my finger just to kind of press it up against the key. So there's a little spiral, not necessary. You don't have to do that, but you know, I have the extra wire, so why not? Now I'm going to take the other piece of wire that I have here and I'm going to wrap it around the key like this ring here. Just so that this little spiral that we do is sitting up kind of to the side to the one that we just did. So they're not overlapping each other basically. Okay. So just going to bring this on up here and I'm going to trim off some of this wire because I have excess. I don't want my spiral to be huge. Okay. So trim some of that off. You can patina paint the wire. You absolutely can. You have to use the patina paints though. So I don't recommend, look at my wire sticking up here. Let's get that. I don't recommend, unless you're using bare copper wire or sterling silver, to use something like liver of sulfur, just because this wire has a coating on it. And so the liver of sulfur doesn't really penetrate the wire. But if you're using a bare wire, you absolutely can do it that way. However, the easiest, you guys, and the less stinky version is to just use the patina paints, right? It's the less stinky version, and it comes in so many different colors. So, all right, so I'm starting another spiral. This spiral might be way too big for what I want, so we may have to trim some of this off, but just the same thing. I'm just kind of spinning the wire around, and like I said, it's not perfect. I don't care that it's not a perfect spiral. I'm just here for the extra, that's all. So what did you guys do last week while I was away? I missed you so much. I saw a lot of people posting jewelry, posting a lot of 4th of July stuff. I hope you guys had a great, okay, this is too big, so I'm gonna trim this off. I hope you guys had a great holiday. There was Canada Day for our friends in Canada, and then we had the 4th of July. Oh, Joan says Hobby Lobby has their patina paints on clearance. That's really... Hey, Joan, what about on the website? Are they clearance on the website, or is it just strictly in the store, I wonder? All right, so just twisting this around, because that other spiral, I had so much wire. It was going to be huge, so... The swimming pool that we went to. So all of the state park swimming pools are closed. So we had to go to a public pool, which is fine. But we went to this really amazingly huge pool. And I was reading on the pool website that at the end of the season, they opened the pool to dogs. And I was like, oh my gosh, my dogs need to go to the pool. Do you guys have pools in your area that do that? My dogs need to go to the swimming pool. All right, so there's my second spiral. And again, I'm just going to kind of push that down onto the surface of the, down onto the surface of the key. And I want to tighten this wire up a little bit too. All right, so there we go. Oh, we just have a little extra decoration. Now, if you wanted to, you could hang things from this, you know, whatever. Colleen, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. It's such a cool place. We'll have to take the dogs. So you could hang extra things from this if you wanted to. In fact, you could hang your key this way if you wanted to and hang things from it. I love keys. I really do. I don't know why we haven't done a key project previous to today, because I love them and I've got a whole bucket of them. So if you guys want to see another key project, let's do that. But you just let me know. Okay, so now I'm going to sit this right here and we're going to build out what we want our necklace to look like. So what I want is I want to wire wrap my beads. I'm going to do 3 on one side and I'm going to do 3 on the other side. Okay, and I want to wire wrap these in like just a wire wrapped chain. I'm not going to use jump rings in between them or anything like that. So 2 of them are already done. So we've got 3. I'm going to wire wrap them directly to the key. Okay. So I've cut several pieces of 22 gauge wire. Okay. And my pieces are about 3.5, 4 inches long. It might be a little bit much, but, you know how I am. I haven't been gone that long. You guys know. Okay, so the first one that we do, we're going to wire wrap it directly to the key. So the loop needs to be a little bit big. So we're going to grab that wire. We're going to come down on the wire. We're going to give it a bend. Okay. And I'm going to use my round nose pliers to come in, and I'm going to come back here towards the back a little bit because I want my loop to be big enough to clear the surface of our key here. So it's got to be bigger than my regular loop, right? So I'm going to take the wire up and over. I'm going to rotate my pliers, so that I can take the wire over to close up my loop. Now when I take it off, you can see that's much bigger a loop than what I normally make. I'm going to open it up just slightly with my fingers just so that we don't have to struggle so much. I'm going to take the tail of that wire and put it through the center of the key, and then very carefully I'm going to slide this onto the key. I'm trying really hard not to destroy the shape. There we go. Okay, see how I just slid that on there? All right, now I'm going to come in with my bent chain nose pliers to grab a hold. Let's see, let's find a good spot. Okay, so I'm going to grab that just like that. Okay, and I'm gonna wire wrap. Whoops, sorry, the key kind of fell in the way here. This is just extra, you know, security. So I'm not using a jump ring or anything. This is just, I don't have to worry that anything is going to come apart. My key's not very heavy, but if you're using a heavy key, it might be a good idea to do this instead of using a jump ring. So I'm just going to trim off that. I'm going to thread on a bead. I think these are Amazonite. If they're not, they're like, it's the bluest Larimar I've ever seen. Surely it's not Larimar. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty. It's really pretty. I like it a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to do another wrapped loop. And this loop doesn't have to be one of those great big huge loops because we don't need to do anything with this loop other than just attach it. So I'm just going to give it a bend. I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. I'm going to just keep it down here where I normally do. I'm going up and over. I'm going to rotate, take the wire over to the other side, take that out, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this. Since these two are already done, I'm going to just go ahead and attach. So I'm going to take the tail end of the wire, I'm going to take it through one of the wrapped loops here. So again, no jump rings, unless you just want to use jump rings, okay? Attach those two together. I'm going to come in with my bent chain nose pliers to hold everything kind of out of the way. I love to use the bent chain nose pliers for this because it keeps the point of the pliers out of my way when I'm going to do the wire wrapping. Okay, so wrap that right in there. And now I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off. Larimar is very pricey, especially if it's very, very blue. You can get Larimar that is really pale for a good price, but something that's so very, that's why I don't think this is Larimar. But something that blue would definitely cost a lot, regardless of what this is. It's really pretty. I'm loving this color. So pretty. All right, so there's one side ready to go. We're going to do the other side, and I have all three to do. So you can see this one, excuse me, from start to finish. I think it's Amazonite too. I really do. It's definitely too blue for Larimar that any regular people can afford. All right, so again, I'm going to make a large, see, kyanite. I don't know what kyanite looks like, so I'm not real sure if that's what it is. I guess it could be. I have no idea. I'm not very good with gemstones. All right, so I'm going to come down on the wire. Again, I want this loop to be big because we're going to attach it to the key. Okay, so I'm going to come down a little bit further, and I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, bringing it towards the back of the pliers so that our loop is nice and large. Rotate, take the wire over to close up our loop, okay? And now again, I'm just very, very slightly going to open. Okay, that just kind of helps make it a little bit easier to attach it. All right. And then I'm going to just use my fingers to kind of close that back. Okay. And hold that. See how I'm holding that with the bent chain nose pliers? They're perfect for the job because it's like they're nice and close to the component, but they're out of the way so that I can do the wire wrapping and I don't have to fight with my tool being in the way. And they're holding that loop nice and closed. It's just a tool that's very underrated in my opinion. If you don't have a good pair of bent chain nose pliers, you need to get some because they do come in handy. All right, I'm going to come in and trim that off. Okay, and now we're going to thread on. Whoops, I got to make sure I can get over the little hump in this key. Uh-oh, no. I don't know if it'll wiggle over that. Look, I didn't take into account that I would have to clear the little hump here. I was trying to do it on this side to keep from being next to my spirals, but it looks like I'm going to have to cut this one off. Well, lesson learned. I told you, I'm feeling rusty. It's been a minute since we've done this, right? All right, let's go again. This time, let's do it on the correct side. Donna, hello. You've been here, though. You've been here. But hi, my love, how are you? All right, so again, we're doing a large loop, if you will, okay? Open it. This time, let's do it over here. I was trying to avoid the spirals, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be. All right, trying again. All right. Now, I know I'm in the right spot this time. I am going to use my pliers though because my wire's a little. All right, there we go. Okay, see, now I'm on the right side. All right, Joan says bent chain nose are her favorite. I like them too. All right. Now, we can just do a regular loop now without all of this crazy business. We can just proceed as normal, right? So, we're just going to do a wrapped loop. We're going to grab our round nose pliers. Guys, I got to get well. I got to get well because I have so many lives this week. And I have a Michael's class on Saturday. And I have another class with Sam at Sam's Bead Shop. Did you guys come on Saturday? Did some of you come to hang out with us? I know you did, but I'm just making conversation. Who came to watch my class with Sam on Saturday, this past Saturday? It was fun. It's always so much fun to get together with Sam. He's such a cutie patootie. And I don't mean to be offensive to him when I say that. I don't want him to think that I'm like, oh, he's such a cutie patootie little baby, because I have mad respect for him. I don't want him to think that I don't. So Phyllis said she did. It was fun class. It's always a good time with Sam. Always a good time. All right, up and over. Emergency and airborne. Yeah, I'm going out here in just a little while after this live, between this live and the hardwired live. I'm going to go get a rapid, COVID test just to be on the safe side. Just for peace of mind, really, because I've got, my youngest, she didn't get a shot. So just going to do that for peace of mind. And I'm going to grab some vitamin C and some other things. So cough drops. I need some cough drops. That's what I need. Not because I have a cough, but hopefully it'll help my throat feel a little bit better. Because I don't want to just sit here and eat Jolly Ranchers as much as I love sugar. All right, so we're just doing wrapped loops here. I know I'm just chatting away as we do the wrapped loops, but I'll slow down for this one, okay? So we're bending the wire. So again, we're just attaching these together. Excuse me. We're attaching these together without jump rings. So I'm coming in with my round nose pliers. I'm going up and over, okay? I'm gonna rotate my pliers, take the wire over to the other side, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish this loop. Okay, so I'm using my chain nose pliers to do the wire wrapping. And then we're going to wire wrap the last bead on this side to this. Okay, so there's that. Come in with my cutter tool. Now when you cut, if you can't get in there nice and close, cut as close as you can and then come in with your pliers and just kind of squeeze it into place, okay? All right, so I've got one more to go, and I'm going to need a piece of wire for that because I had to use up one of my other pieces. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to start down a little bit. We don't have to make a huge loop this time, okay? Emergency and zinc. I'm going to put that on my list before I head over to the drugstore. My mom used to always tell me to put Vicks on my feet and put on really warm socks. But I gotta tell you, that's not something that I want to do in July. It's a little too hot to put wool socks on my feet. But she used to always tell me to do that. All right, so I'm attaching these two loops together. And I'm gonna come in, trim off my little piece here, put on my last bead. I'm hoping it's just allergies. I don't know though. I've never really had allergies this time of year. My allergies are in the spring and in the fall, but I mean, who knows? My body's changing, I guess. I don't know. All right, up and over. I'm going to finish off this loop, and then we're going to put the rest of our necklace together, okay? So I'm just going to wire wrap this. The rest of this is going to go by pretty quickly. It was just the wire wrapping, but takes the longest with this project. And of course, if you don't want to do your own, you can use eye pins and just do simple loops, okay? You don't have to feel like you need to cut your wire and do all this if you don't want to. I've just missed my wrapped loop, so I was excited about this project. All right, so there are two little beaded sections. Look how pretty that's gonna be. I wish I could lift you up a little bit more. But hot water with salt for the throat. Yep, that's a good one. And hot tea and honey. And I think somebody said something about that raspberry hibiscus tea that Sam had in the bead box. I got 2 packages of it, and I'm thinking that's probably what my next thing after this live is. Yeah, you can hear my dog panting. Oh yeah. So let me tell you about my dogs because he is panting extra hard. We're gonna keep going though. I'm gonna put these. I'm gonna put these 2 toggle rings on either end here. And I gotta tell you about Albert, the golden retriever. So my German Shepherd, I had him fixed, you know, when he was very young. And so he doesn't have all the crazy hormones, but Albert, the golden retriever, he's, of course, Cooper is full-blooded and everything too. He has papers, but Albert has his fancy papers, and I never got him, never got him clipped, because I thought, well, you know, maybe I'll breed him. Yeah, that never happened. But I also never got him clipped either. And so my Chihuahua, the Chihuahua that I have, you guys, she's like 13 years old. She's so old. She was my sister's, and when my sister passed away, I took her Chihuahua. So I have this little old cranky lady Chihuahua that lives here, but she still goes into heat, okay? But she's so old, the vet was like, no, we're not gonna, you know, do her surgery. Just leave her alone. She's fine. So but she still goes into heat, and when she goes into heat, Albert totally goes insane. I mean, just like his hormones, I mean, you can just look at him. His eyes are like bugging out of his head, and he wants to make Chihuahua puppies so bad. But of course, she won't have anything to do with him. But he cries. He wants her so bad. It's so funny. But yeah, it's also annoying. But yes, I know, before everybody gets mad at me, I should have him. I should go and take him and get his surgery done. But I just haven't. And I don't intend to breed him at all, so I should probably just go do it. But yeah, so he's in lust right now. That's why he's panting. He's in lust. Okay, so now we're going to attach our ribbon, okay, to our two ends. Our clasp is actually going to be in the front, so it's going to be on the toggle. One of the toggles is going to actually work, right? One of them is just for decoration. I wanted them to match. That's why I did it. Yeah, Cooper's the German Shepherd. Albert's the Golden Retriever. So what I'm going to do, now I'm going to have to look at the picture because I can't remember which end. I know it's terrible, right? This is my design and I can't even remember which end I attached what to. Okay, so the end, so take your silk and fold it in half, okay? Because it's going to be double strength because it is nice and soft and I don't want it to, you know, I want it to be nice and sturdy. Find the center. I have attached to my little toggle here a 4mm jump ring and a 6mm jump ring. I'm going to thread my 6mm jump ring onto my ribbon, okay? And I'm going to bring that all the way down here to the middle. Okay, just like that. Now, if you want to, you can tie a knot here, or you can wire wrap. In the original picture, I had wire wrapped, but I'm thinking, no, I'm going to keep it like it is. But if you don't want to do the messy wire wrap here, just tie an overhanded knot, okay? And that's going to keep your toggle in the center. Otherwise, cut some of your 24 gauge wire that we used on our key. I'm just going to use a scrap piece that we have here. And I'm just going to do like a little messy wire wrap here. These are not my favorite, just because I feel like everybody else's always look really good. When they messy wrap around fabric, mine, I always feel like it looks like a hot mess, but so I'm just doing a little messy wrap here. It's not super pretty by any means. Part of the reason it's not super pretty is because it's kind of hard to hold on to. It's slippery, you know. Pull that back just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to come over here and trim off. I've still got a long piece here. Use it to wrap a little bit, and then I'm going to take the rest of this and use this on the other side. So just doing a little bundle, right? It's not the prettiest. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be messy, but for whatever reason, I'm never satisfied with the way that mine look. And I see other people's and I'm like, gosh, it looks so good. I never like the way mine turn out. If you're that way, just tie a knot. Okay, I'm going to tuck those in. Now, that's attached, right? This is our actual clasp for our necklace. So this is one side, what it's going to look like, okay? Now we got to come over here to the other side. The problem with the other side is that it is two pieces, right? This one was in the middle, so it was easy to loop around. This one is not because this is two free ends. I'm just going to treat it the same way though. I'm going to take those two free ends and I'm going to stick them through the loop of my little ring here, and I'm just going to fold them over, okay? Because this is very organic, right? I'm just going to fold them over, and then again, I'm just going to bundle with some wire. So if you don't like that, tie a knot. You can even take another piece of your ribbon if you've got some ribbon scraps, you know, and just tie around if you want to. You don't have to do it this way. Okay, so I'm going to come to the back here and trim. Okay, and I still have a little extra. Just going to wrap it around for good measure, I guess. I have no real reason. Okay, so there's my messy. See, now that one turned out okay. And I'm going to trim that off. And you guys, that's it. The only real problem with this is just tucking. It's not really a problem. You just want to be sure that you tuck your ends of your wire in, because it will pierce through your ribbon. And so now I have like this fringy edge on one side. If you don't like the fringy edge, you definitely can come in and trim off if you want to. But I like it, so I'm going to leave it just like it is. And that's it. That's it. The necklace is done. I'm going to show it to you on the bust so you can see how pretty it is, because it's hard for you to see all of it right here. Let me turn you around. Wow, hair is very red today. Wasn't expecting all that color. All right, so let me put this on the bust so you can see it. Now, you guys know how I feel about lightweight jewelry for summertime. This definitely qualifies. Definitely qualifies for lightweight jewelry. It's so fun. It's so pretty. If you don't like this little guy right here, trim it a little bit shorter, but I don't care. I think it's awesome. So I'm going to leave it just like it is. But look how pretty. So lightweight, but still a piece of substantial jewelry, right? Because, you know, I don't want to sweat. I'm already sweating in the summertime, but I still want pretty jewelry. And this is very, very much that. You can patina your key, you can patina the wire, you can change up and use different gemstones. You can go with completely different colors if you want to. If you don't want to use a key, this necklace still works with just a really beautiful pendant. So you don't even have to have a key, right? If you don't have sari ribbon or sari silk, then you can use just a really beautiful piece of fabric scraps. I told you guys before, I love to go to like the Goodwill and thrift stores and find pieces of fabric. Sometimes silk pajamas, right? Or curtains, any kind of fabric scraps. I also like to check out the fabric scraps at the like at the big box stores where they have fabric and they put like the remnants in a little basket. I love to grab those and use those for jewelry pieces. So if you don't have any fabric scraps, there's definitely ways to grab fabric without having to buy or order expensive fabrics. So yeah, I hope you guys have liked it. I feel like this was a good get back into the groove project for everybody, or at least for me, because I know you guys were making jewelry all week last week, but this is the first like real piece I've made since I've been on my staycation. So I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope I have inspired you to create something fun. Maybe dig out some of the keys that you've been saving if you do, and if you don't, go grab one from somewhere, right? I have noticed those necklaces that are around right now that are actually house keys that have like they've been printed on, those work as well. So, you know, it doesn't have to be an old key. You can use a modern key for sure. All right, guys, so that is it for me for now. I'm gonna go make some tea. I'm gonna go over and get a rapid test done and grab some vitamin C and some cough drops and stuff from the pharmacy. But then I will be back. Our Hardwire group meets at 4 p.m. We've got so many new members. I cannot wait to see everybody there. So if this is your first project with the Hardwires, welcome in. Can't wait to see you. And yeah, I will see you guys again. For those of you who are not part of the Hardwires, I'll be here same time, same place on Thursday as usual with another fun project. I think on Thursday we're making a goddess bracelet with jump rings. So if that's something that you feel like you're interested in seeing, that's what I've got up here planned. So I will see you guys again soon. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, guys. Bye.